Okay, welcome everybody to a weather forecast briefing. Today is going to be a little bit different of a conversation. Not so much with severe weather like it was last week. That was a total bust in my opinion for forecast. Ended up being more southeast, which happens in weather sometimes. It doesn't always play out like it should. And yeah, so we got a lot to talk about in this video. That's why I decided to do it live. Um, but we'll try to keep it sweet and simple. Banner is green today because of the severe weather risk, and it is a very low end, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that one. It's mainly the heavy rain threat today that we're going to be keeping an eye on. Okay, so I'm going to go to this model. Okay, so the biggest risk with this system coming in, and it is a pretty big system, pretty strong system. It's going to be a strong system that impacts Michigan. Um, I was originally not really going to cover this because um, in the earlier days when the system first started arising, um, all this heavy rain was supposed to be up north, and we weren't supposed to get much of anything, half an inch if that. But now, as you can see by this model, it has shifted south, way south, and it is showing some pretty hefty totals, um, even over 4 inches in some locations. Now, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches, like this thing's putting out, not likely. Um, it is a possibility, but I don't think it's going to rain that much. A lot of the times, models overdo it a little bit, but 1 to 3 inches is definitely likely. And some spots over 3 inches definitely possible. Um, with that, so there's already some flood watches over on our other side of our lake in Wisconsin. I expect those to expand east our way once they get a little more confidence on the scenario and see how much rain is actually going to say and see if the models kind of keep the axis of the heaviest rain because other models are showing it a little north and yeah, it's kind of all over the place right now. But the short range, which I like to use because they're pretty accurate when it comes to this stuff, are pretty undoubted with it being south of. So impacts with this, where the heavy rain impacts would be, is I-96 would have higher totals, 1 to 3 inches, and then down to I-94, 1 to 3 inches, maybe more. And the trend with this has been an upkeep in more than 3 inches. So I wouldn't be, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow. It's probably definitely likely that most of us are going to be under a flood watch here in the southern part of Michigan. Um, with that, and I'll show you the system. So the system's over and starting to impact Minnesota now. So the low pressure is in the United States, and it's going to continue drifting east our way. As it comes in, there is some chance of some light showers in the morning, but I think we'll stop dry mid-levels, so I don't think any of those will reach the ground. If not, it'd probably be a sprinkle. But then the rain starts flooding in. And as you can see, I'm not going very fast, but as you can see, constant rain just battling us. And then this is the concern, is that this developed another band in a heavy to moderate, and it stays for a while. And those could be storms training. And yeah, so as you can see, long duration of moderate to heavy rain. Now it's not going to be heavy all day. There'll probably be breaks in between of the moderate to heavy, um, but it's just a long duration and all the heavy rain mixed in with it. Now, thunderstorms chance has increased, so this will also help the heavy rain risk be more of a threat. Um, Along with the thunderstorm chance increasing, we have chance for strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Um, and I will show you that real quick. I think I can. I gotta remember. Does this give me what I need? Go here. Okay, so this is the SPC. They updated this at 1:30 today, and they added us in the marginal risk of severe weather. Along with that, all hazards are possible. And from Kalamazoo down, just this corner of southwest Michigan is in the marginal risk for a low end tornado threat. Hail and winds are all in there also. Now, with this, the ingredients do not look the best at all. The best ingredients there is the wind and the shear. Um, with that low pressure being so close, it kicks up a lot of wind. So if for some reason we get enough instability and the storm builds and gets a good updraft, could produce some large hail up to 1 inch and a brief tornado. All possible with that. But tomorrow's main thing is just it's going to be a heavy rain risk, and I'm I have a feeling that people who are in the flood-prone areas are really going to have to watch. And I know for sure in Kalamazoo there is a lot of flood areas. So tomorrow is the day I'd either plan to go to someone else's house that's not near a flood area, or because with this shift south and now our attention is to the south, where before we did, now there's not enough time to prepare for if this goes down the way it's expected to go down. So there's not much you can do um, if flooding happens. It's just going to happen. Um, so yeah, just take your precautions tomorrow. Again, it's going to be a soaking rain. Um, so lots of areas are going to experience an inch to an inch and a half to 2 inches of rain, and more towards the south we'll see 1 to 3 inches and possibly more of rain. But with that, that's the gist of the forecast um, for this week. Thursday we have another chance of some rain. Um, Not a heavy rain event, and totals up and down trending. So that one will add on to this event. So if places do get some pretty significant rain like forecasted, uh, um, anything over 2 inches really, and spots that have already got a lot of rain this year. Um, Definitely any rain events that come up, you definitely have to keep an eye on them because it could continue to rise the rivers and make them faster. Flood warnings, um, there is none yet. Um, Trying to see. Yeah, so there's some pretty impressive numbers with uh, that. Trying to look. So yeah, that's pretty much that. We're gonna go back to the page. We'll have this just play through stuff like that. So that's pretty much the gist of this video. Um, a pretty moderate chance of heavy rain tomorrow. Um, Again, 1 to 3 inches likely from the I-96 to the I-94 corridor to the south. Um, with higher amounts possible. Severe weather threat is there, but very low. I highly doubt that we're going to see anything really severe tomorrow. But then again, it is there. and they just added it. So always be aware, even if it's just a small threat. Um, I will update tomorrow if things significantly are much worse. Um, Again, with this heavy rain, I can't stress enough, if you're in a flood prone area, this is going to be a pretty nasty day for you, tomorrow and into Tuesday. And the heaviest rain looks to fall between Monday at mid-afternoon to nighttime. Um, so again, I can't stress enough that you take your precautions seriously. This is not, a game. These type of events can continue to get worse over time. And unfortunately, the weather hasn't been giving us really a rain break to where there's a lot of things to dry. So, I mean, not looking at a big flood threat, not like a major flood threat, but areas that are prone to flooding, definitely this is an event that would cause that. And the rivers will rise significantly this week, um, if this rain falls the way it's supposed to. Now, tomorrow could come and we could get widespread 1 inch everywhere and it doesn't overperform, which would be nice. But that's most likely not going to happen. Um, but again, 1 to 3 inches likely with higher amounts possible. We will see if these models verified. Tomorrow morning should have better model input. And yeah, so good luck to y'all and bye bye.